What is up, everyone? So I've had a very fun day of meetings and stuff like that, productive meetings. I love having meetings, man, just meeting new people and just driving around the city and kind of venturing out and seeing new things is pretty dope, man. So right now it is 5 p.m. Obviously this is the first clip of the day. I have a special surprise for you guys. I'm gonna go, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, but I am gonna work out with Tim, and then we're gonna have a little interview talk about some things, and then obviously it'll be what the video is about. So yeah, I haven't worked out with Tim in a very long time. I'm talking about a full-on workout. So we decided that, you know what, let's work out together. So coordinating with him right now, I got my pre-workout in here, and to be honest guys, I haven't really been taking pre-workout itself in a very long time. I've just been drinking coffee, and then like here or there, you know, kind of once in a while I have a I'll have a Monster, and you know, just kind of switch things up. But I haven't been taking pre-workout strictly because I'm on a diet right now, right? A very low calorie diet, and which means a deficit for in my case. And I just haven't, like, I didn't want to take pre-workout because I feel like the jitteriness and everything like that will kind of accumulate and just attribute to my dizziness and just overall feeling tired and stuff, and I don't want to have the crash. But with coffee, I don't have a crash at all, which is phenomenal, and plus coffee's a lot healthier than pre-workout. And like I said, Monster is maybe once every 2 weeks or so, if that, when I want to switch things up and kind of have that. The Monsters taste amazing. But yeah, headed to the gym right now. And I do have a very special surprise for you guys that will be next week. I'll talk about it next week, and I'll make a whole, pretty much like a whole video about it. I have a new sponsorship coming, and I'm very excited to unveil it to you guys. And it's just a new chapter in my life, and kind of doing something different for myself, and kind of just trying to grow myself, you know. So I don't know why I'm stuttering, but anyways, yeah, headed to the gym right now for push workout. I'll see you all there. Solid. All right, so me and Tim just wrapped up a awesome, pretty good. I said awesome, pretty good. Awesome, pretty good. Pretty good push workout. I'm going to talk with Tim, and then the clips are kind of roll over and kind of B-roll. And so, as you see by the topic, we're talking about reverse dieting. So me, Tim, Shawley, Christian, Emily are competing in the same show, if you have not noticed by now. So if you guys already don't know Tim, I don't know why, but his channel will be in the description. Go follow him. It's my boy Tim. Okay, so first question about reverse dieting. First of all, what is reverse dieting? Let's define it.
Reverse dieting, in my opinion, is simply just you cut for X amount of weeks. You're putting your body through a beating. You're putting your metabolism through a beating from depleting yourself from carbs, all your macronutrients. In my opinion, a reverse diet is simply just slowly bumping up your carbs, your food intake, very gradual at a time, and to bring up your metabolism make sure it's running at an efficient rate. I think it's very important to reverse diet, simply because you don't want to go back to that side of, like, you don't want to binge. It's so hard. It's so hard. And this will probably be a question a little further into the video about why we think why it's important and all the factors in that. But in my opinion, reverse dieting is simply just transitioning, just like you're cutting your carbs and macros gradually according to your weight. Well, you're kind of doing the same thing for reverse dieting. You're slowly adding in more carbs, slowly adding in more fats to your total macronutrient diet.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, that's pretty much like 80% of what I would think. So reverse dieting, that's excellent. He's pretty much covered all fields. So my take on reverse dieting is pretty much like Tim said, feeding off of it. Either you're coming off of a caloric deficit, whether you're competing or you're just dieting in general to lose weight and just be healthier in general. It's a way to bring your metabolism back to equilibrium. Equilibrium meaning a steady state, meaning back to normal, right? So, you know, when you're in a caloric deficit, you're so fragile. Your central nervous system takes a beating every single day, and it's not healthy to go that long in a caloric deficit all the time. Hence, that's why we say competitors are not healthy in that aspect, because, you know, you're not supposed to go that long in a deficit. So reverse dieting, in my opinion, how I would approach it is pretty much saying, like Tim said, you're gradually adding calories monthly or weekly, whatever the case may be. So with reverse dieting, you kind of look at the scale. So for me, I would pretty much look at the scale. Let the scale be the judge, and obviously let your body composition, for those of you who don't like to use the scale, and add, you know, X amount of carbs, X amount of fats, X amount of protein per day or per week, whatever your goals are, and just bring it back slowly. The key word is slowly. So that's our definition of reverse dieting. It's pretty self-explanatory. Diet is to kind of subtract your calories. Reverse dieting is kind of increase your calories. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So second question is it important? Is it important?
Yeah, I personally think it is very important, simply because, like you said, your body, your central nervous system is taking a beating from being in a caloric deficit, as well as your body, just your central nervous system, everything in general. So I think it is very important, especially you're going from dieting from one day, and say like you're done, like your diet ends tomorrow, and the following day you go back to eating whatever. Yeah. Honestly, it's not beneficial, and it's not good for your metabolism. It's kind of confusing your body, and I think it can be unhealthy.
Yeah, so, you know, when we think of reverse dieting and the importance of it, I think it goes back to the fad of, or the topic of diet fads, right? Where we have, like, what, the Jenny Craig diet, the Atkins diet, the quick weight loss, and all that other stuff. So the AC just started right when we started talking. But, so if it's a little loud, pardon that. But feeding off of that, you know, with reverse dieting, the importance of it is you don't want to go back to the term of yo-yo dieting, right? There's a reason why people lose so much weight in like, let's take one of the most common things is quick weight loss center, right? You hear it on infomercials, you hear it on radio talks all the time, where you hear people say, oh, I did this for what, 6 weeks and I lost 50 something pounds, and you can eat whatever you want, you can eat all this pizza and all you want and all this shit, right? But what they don't tell you guys is the reverse dieting part, right? People go on these reverse dieting, and Tim and I are both online coaches, so we have our own clients and we have experience in this aspect, because people don't tell you about reverse dieting because they don't want to, right? And that's how these diet companies and all of these different diet fads make so much freaking money, man. Because they help you lose all this weight, because they drop your calories so fast that your metabolism, this is feeding off of in the beginning, your metabolism is completely decimated, right? And they don't give you the keys, the tools to success to maintain that physique that you wanted, that you worked so hard for, whether it's 16 weeks, 20 weeks, 30 weeks, whatever the case may be, right? And it's just one of those things where it's harder than bulking, right? It's harder than dieting, because when you're reverse dieting, Tim and I both know, man, when you're dieting for a show, because we both compete, when you're dieting for a show, you have a deadline. You have a certain deadline that you have to hit. Okay, the show date ours is June 3rd, and we're 24 days out. So we have 24 days to lose this weight, right? And we've been dieting for 12 plus weeks. And it's crucial, guys, we pound our body every single day, eating so little food, because we don't have a choice, right? This is our deadline. You know, we're stepping on stage, and, you know, it's just one of those things where you don't want to look bad on stage. Tim looks phenomenal, I look phenomenal, all of us look great, because we have a deadline. There's no other choice, right? But with reverse dieting, the importance of that is you don't have a deadline anymore, man. It's over, right? And you know, you let your mind control your body to where you're like, I'm hungry, I can eat whenever I want, because it's over, right? So the term yo-yo dieting kicks back in and says, fuck it, I'm done, I'm gonna eat a dozen donuts. And your mind plays such a big game on you, because your metabolism is so jacked up. So you eat and you eat and you eat, and you keep looking in the mirror and say, I'm still lean, and all of a sudden it catches up to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So, like, yo-yo dieting is so freaking potent. It's so, like, how do you say it? It's so common everywhere, even with us bodybuilders. Like, sometimes me, okay, this is a prime example, I don't live up to it because I diet for 20 plus weeks sometimes. And in my last contest in 2016, I dieted for 32 weeks. And when I got off of it, I was like, fuck this, man. I'm done. I'm gonna fucking eat. I want to live life. It caught up to me so fast, man. I'm gonna post a picture right now from when I was competing in July to 5 months later in Cancun. I was 176 pounds, guys. I'm gonna post that right now. And that's it. That's the #1 most common mistake.
Yeah, especially because you go X amount of weeks of depriving yourself of food. It's so easy to be like, you know what, screw it, like the deadline's over. But this could be the next topic, but like he said, you work hard for 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 32 weeks, and you literally the next day when your deadline's over, like you're just gonna eat whatever. So pretty much all those weeks, all this time spent on like cardio, treadmill, whatever, it's just going to waste. And I do, it's very hard. It's very hard.
Has it happened to you?
Yes, it has. So I have not stepped on stage since 2015.
Well, you still look fucking great. Tim kept a pretty great physique in my opinion since 2015.
But it was very hard. I dieted for 12 weeks, and you know, you deprive yourself of so much food, and I guess what I like to call food freedom. You know, you're very strict. It's so easy to just, you know what, I'm done. I'm going back into that. But what I didn't realize was, okay, I think it's very crucial and important to take maybe a couple days, 2 to 3 days from a diet break, in my opinion, because dieting hurts you physically, but also mentally it messes you up. I feel like a lot of you guys can relate. If you track macros, you prep for a show, or you track macros in general, like you will never look at food the same, and it can just be very hard to transition to that reverse dieting. And just think about how long it took you to look that good. Take a couple days diet break and then jump back into it. Okay, I need to take these steps accordingly, and just take it as serious, because it's only gonna be beneficial in the long run. Of course, everyone would love to eat. We'd all love to eat whatever the hell we want, but eventually, as you get older, your metabolism's gonna slow down, and you're not gonna be able to have that freedom. And you don't. I personally, from this point on, I don't want to look back and be like, dang, I worked all that hard for almost nothing. You couldn't even tell a week later my post show that I even competed.
Yeah. And it happens to the best of us, guys. Like, you know, if you're watching this, whether you're an amateur competitor, whether you've competed many times, or if you haven't even competed before, you just dieted in general, it happens to the best of us, guys. Like, we know fitness. We've been working out for a long time. We're not the most knowledgeable people in the world, but we're humans. We make mistakes, and it happens to the best of us. And what I can say from that is just that don't be so hard on yourself, man. Like, live your life. Learn to live it, learn to enjoy it, but learn to have moderation. That's the key. So that was a good topic. That was a good question. So I guess the last topic is, I don't even know the last topic.
Are you gonna reverse diet?
Oh, okay. So the last topic is, are we gonna reverse diet?
Gonna be completely transparent. I do. I would like to reverse diets. Will it be challenging? Yes. But at the same time, you know, just like you go and dieting for a show or just for yourself, that's a challenge as well. So I think, me personally, and I don't know if I can speak for a lot of people, it's a matter of just having a stronger mindset, being as disciplined as you were in a caloric for your prep or whatever. And yeah, I'd say I reverse diet just because it's more beneficial, especially for Daniel. He can understand, and me, like being on Instagram, having sponsors, like there's opportunities I missed in the past from just binging on food, and I had to miss like a photo shoot, or I didn't want to take pictures for this company because I felt like I looked like crap. Is it going to be hard? Yes, very. Do I want to? Yes.
Yeah. So with that being said, like, yes, we are both going to reverse diet. Obviously, we're going to, you know, try our absolute hardest. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, the lesson behind this is just that you guys need to just, if you've never tried it, right? If you've never, we can say quote unquote starve, but if you've never like starved yourself in terms of fitness sake, right? I'm not talking about like eating disorders. I'm not trying to target that aspect, but when we're talking about fitness competitors and just competing and dieting in general, if you've never tried it, guys, I really, really recommend you try it, because it's a way to know your body, right? The way we diet, the way we approach all of these things, you learn something about your body that you would have never known. Yeah. There's things that happen to your body. There's the ways that your body reacts that, it's one of those things where you don't know until you can try it, right? You know, when we say 32-week prep, when we say 20-week prep, 12-week prep, it doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah.
When we think about how many months 32 weeks is, that's almost an entire year. A year is 56 weeks, you know, or 52 weeks. So it's hard, guys. It's very difficult. And, you know, for those of you who are watching this and you were hard on yourself before and you just came off of a show or you just came off of a diet, take a 3 to 4 day diet break and get back into it. Don't say I'm gonna get back into it tomorrow, because it doesn't happen. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, because food just tastes wonderful. I know I love fucking food, and that's just it, guys. Like, reverse diet, learn the magic behind it. It's a science at the end of the day, but it's common sense, right? You don't ever come out of an injury into a sport and go full force. It's just like a diet. When you diet for so many weeks, it's just like when we're injured, we don't go full force into it already, because there's competitors who gain 20-30 pounds in the first fucking week. And that was what we call the rebound. And it happens to everyone, guys. And once you gain it back, you gain it quicker than you've ever imagined. You know, you can look on pictures and stuff like that. I don't want to post any pictures of that, because I don't want to shout anybody out or kind of put anybody on blast and start a controversy. But guys, it's very important, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. I want to thank Tim. I want to thank Tim for helping out and kind of giving his little intake on reverse dieting. So give us a thumbs up, and then like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.